Welcome to all. Today we start the chapter 2 Kingdom Animalia. So last lesson, that is a chapter 1, we fully study based on this taxonomy. Okay. So the world is comprises the millions of animal species. So without confusion, how we have to identify the millions of animal species is based on the very good, that is classification. Okay, so there are several new species of animals being constantly discovered is based on classification. Okay, all of you take your page number 18, underline this word. Is a classification is very essential for identification, naming and assigning a systemic position to the newly discovered species. Okay, so this is overall intro about the kingdom Animalia. So the kingdom Animalia is based on the classification. So we help to identify understand the classification that will be essential for identification, naming and assigning a systemic position to the newly discovered species. Okay, this is important point. Underline. Now we study the introduction about the kingdom Animalia. So the kingdom Animalia is based on closely resembling characteristic features. So what are the kingdom Animalia characterized? So animals is a eukaryotes. Okay, so this is the multicellular and this is the heterotrophic organisms. What is the main characteristic of a kingdom Animalia, ma? This is the eukaryotes and is a multicellular organisms, and these are the heterotrophic organisms. Okay, so in overall they have to included the 35 phyla, but only the major phyla is considered as a 11. What are the 11 phylum, ma? Okay, so what are the 11 phylum? Phylum Porifera, phylum is a Cnidaria, and phylum Ctenophora, phylum Platyhelminthes, Acelminthes annelida, and phylum Arthropoda, phylum Mollusca, and phylum Echinodermata. Next, phylum Hemichordata and Chordata. Okay, so these are the 11 phylum only have to major consider as a phyla. Okay, so almost among the 11 phylum, that is a 10 phyla is that as a 99% of animals are invertebrates. What is invertebrates, ma? The animals having a without backbone. Can you understand? So what is we have to study it in that introduction slide? The animal kingdom is based on the closely resembling characteristic features. What are the closely resembling characteristic features? That is, animals are eukaryotes and is a multicellular and is that heterotrophic organisms. Okay, how many phyla is all over they have to included? That is 35 phyla. Among this 35 phyla, 11 or be considered as a major phyla. Okay, so among this 11, the 99% of animals are invertebrates. Okay, so the invertebrates is the animals having not is the absence of backbone. Okay, the remaining, that is vertebrates. Okay, 9 is invertebrates among major phyla, 11 is among 9 is the invertebrates, and remaining 2 is it's a vertebrates. What is a vertebrates? The animals having a backbone. Okay, so on the basis of the presence or absence of this notochord. What is a notochord, ma? That is vertebral column. The notochord, the embryonic stage of this spinal cord, that is called as the notochord. Okay, after it will be mature, that is conditions is called as a vertebral column. Can you understand? What is a notochord? The embryonic stage of the spinal cord is called as a notochord. Okay, after it will be mature, its structure that is called as a vertebral column. Okay, so based on this, the categories, based on this vertebral column, that is the categories, it will be two major groups. What are the two major groups? That is non-chordates and chordates. What is a non-chordates? Non-chordates is nothing but invertebrates. Can you understand, ma? The chordates are vertebrates. Can you understand? Next is basis of classification. So the basis of classification is very much important to understand this entire lesson. Okay. So in this concept of this basis, cell into tissue into organ system, how to forming a non-vertebrates or vertebrate organisms. Okay. So this is very much important. It's equal to this Max formula. Okay. If we understand easily these concepts, we easily write about that among the 11 phyla. Can you understand, ma? Please listen carefully, take notes. Multicellular organisms are structurally and functionally different, but it have possess a common fundamental features. So what is a multicellular organism? Eukaryotic organisms are the multicellular organisms. Okay, the kingdom Animalia, already the first slide we studied, the kingdom Animalia characterized is based on eukaryotes and multicellular. Okay, so and these are the multicellular organisms is structurally and functionally different, but they having a common fundamental features. What are the common fundamental features of the eukaryotic organisms or multicellular organisms? Arrangement of cell layers, the levels of organizations and nature of coelom, the presence or absence of segmentations, notochord, and the organization of organ system. Note it, ma'am. What are the common fundamental features of the multicellular organisms or eukaryotic organisms? So these are the answer for this question. Okay, so now we detail studied about that how these are the cells have to arrangement of cell layers and levels of organizations, and next is the nature of the coelom, presence or absence, what we call this, and is the segmentations present or not, or it is that is a notochord or organizations of the organ system, how we have to understand for each and every phyla. Can you understand? Are you ready to listen this class? Okay. First we studied about that is the levels of organization. Okay, so this is the kingdoms of Animalia. All members of kingdoms of Animalia is having a multicellular organism. So these are the multicellular is called as a metazoans. Okay, but it having a different patterns of a cellular organization. All kingdom Animalia are metazoans. Okay, so these are the multicellular organism. Why it is a multicellular organism? It's having a different patterns of a cellular organism. So the different pattern of a cells to forming a tissue, and tissue is forming a organ level, and organ is forming a organ system. Can you understand, ma'am? Okay, the cells of the metazoans are not capable of a independent existence band. This is an exhibit division of labor. What is this? The cells of metazoans, that is a multicellular organisms, are not capable of independent existence. It not dependent on independent. That is that it will be is a division of labor. Various cells, epithelial cells, that is and squamous epithelium, that is a various types of undergo the each and every cells is having a various divisions of labor. That is the meaning is a metazoans, or it is a multicellular organism. Can you understand? So kingdom Animalia is a metazoans. Why metazoans? That is a multicellular. There is different patterns of a cells to forming a tissue forming a organ forming a organ system. Okay, so these are the metazoans. Cells may be a functionally isolated or similar kinds may be grouped together to forming a tissues. Sometimes similar kinds of cells to forming a tissue, or sometimes is a difference cells to forming a tissues, an organ and organ systems. So this is that is a levels of organization. See the picture ma, that is a plant cells and animal cells, how the cells is forming a tissue, that is a various cells to forming a tissue, and is organ and organ system, and is forming a entire organisms. Can you understand? Next is cellular level of organization. Now we studied the levels of organization. The first levels of organization is the cellular level of organization. Okay, so now we have to understand the topic. Example is sponges, because the sponges is a basic level of organization. Underline part, this is 1 mark question. So which one is the basic level of organization? That is a cellular level of organization is a basic level. So where we seen the cellular level of organization, that is sponges. Okay, how the cells of sponges? The cells of sponges are arranged as a loose aggregates and to do not form a tissue. So these all, it's only in the cellular level, not go to up to the level of tissue. Can you understand? So this is one of the 2 mark question. So the sponges, it will be arranged as a loose aggregates but do not form a tissues. Okay, so they exhibit only in the level of a cellular level of organization, or it is the basic level of organization. Okay, so in this, the division of a labor among the cells and different types of cells are functionally isolated. So this is made up of a cells, but it is a division of or different types of cells are functionally isolated. This is only a cellular level, but it's having a different types of cells. They have to functionally isolated. Can you understand? So what is the examples of basic level of organization? That is sponges. Why we called as the sponges is a basis level of organization? Because the cells of the sponges are arranged as loose aggregates. They do not exhibit in the form of tissue. Okay, but it is cells. Division of labor of cells is formed, and is also different types of cells. They have to functionally isolated. Cellular level sponges குள்ள செல் லெவல்ல இருந்தாலும் என்ன ஆகுது, டிஃப்ரெண்ட் டைப்ஸ் ஆஃப் செல்ஸ் இருக்குது. அந்த டிஃப்ரெண்ட் டைப்ஸ் ஆஃப் செல்ஸ் தான் அதை வந்து ஃபங்க்ஷன் பண்ணுது. சரியா? ஓகேவா? கேன் யூ அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட்மா? What are the different type of labor of cells is functionally isolated in the sponges? This is the question for the slide. Because the sponges, the outer layer is made up of a pinacocytes. What is the meaning of cytes, ma? Cytes means cell. Okay, so the outer layer is a fully made up of a pinacocytes. So that is a plate like cells. So what is the role of the pinacocytes? That will be maintain the size and structure of the sponges. Can you understand? Next is the inner layer of the sponges is made up of a conocytes. What is the inner layer of the sponges? That is conocytes. Okay, so these are the flagellated collar cells. The conocytes is the flagellated collar cells. What is the role of these, the conocytes? That is create and maintain a water flow through the sponges, thus facilitating respiratory and digestive functions. This is one of the 2 mark question, ma'am. So what are the cells? Different types of or divisions of labor of cells. It functionally isolated in sponges. The outer layer of the cell is a pinacocytes. So the cells is a plate like cells. So what is the role of the pinacocytes? That will be maintain the size and structure of the sponges. Okay, what is the inner layer of the sponges? That is conocytes. Okay, so these are the conocytes is the flagellated collar cells. Okay, so what is the role of these conocytes? That is maintain water flow through the sponge, that facilitating is a respiratory and digestive functions of sponges. Can you understand? Next, in your textbook, they had to asking one of the do you know questions. Animals such as sponges only having a lack of nervous tissue and muscle tissue. What does this tell you about sponges? So what does that tell about the sponges? What is the role of the nervous tissue, ma'am? So combining of a nervous tissue and muscle tissue, what is the role? That is a neurotransmitter function. Okay, the nervous tissue and muscles, that is a neuromuscular junction. They have to passing the signal of neurotransmitter. Okay, I'm not answering print in the slides, because you have to understand and write in your own way. What is the connections in between the nervous tissue and muscle tissue? Is the having a neuromuscular junction. Nerves is a neuro and muscles is a muscular. So they having attached the neuromuscular junction and passing the signals of neurotransmitters. So it will be helpful to coordination. So what is the main function? Coordination. But in the sponges, they have to lacking a nervous tissue and muscle tissue, means there is a lack of coordination, or coordination is unknown. Can you understand? Okay, the sponges is a phylum Porifera, and sponges is the multicellular organisms. So these are the sponges is allow water to circulate all over them. The body of a sponge is a hollow and has a shape of a mesohyl, that is a jelly like substances is created by collagen. Okay, so what is the main answer for this question? Is lacking coordinating mechanism, or the coordinating mechanism is unknown, absent. Okay, next is tissue level of organization. What is a tissue? Cells or aggregate to form a tissue. Okay, so these are the tissue integrate in a highly coordinated fashion. So it will be function of the presence of nerve cells and sensory cells. So tissue, it will be integrate and is a highly coordinated. Listen, now the tissue level of organization, they having the presence of nerve cells and sensory cells. But in the cellular level of organization of the sponges, there is a lack of your nerve cells and sensory cells. There is a lack of coordination. Can you understand, ma'am? So how the tissue level only they have to highly coordinated, because the tissues are integrate tissue or integrate in a highly coordinated fashion. So it will be perform the functions due to the presence of, what is a function? That is a coordinating functions. How it can be performed by this function? By the help of nerve cells and sensory cells. Can you understand? The tissue level, it will be integrate in a highly coordination. How it can be highly coordination? Presence of nerve cells and sensory cells. This is one more question. The always tissue level of organisms is exhibited in a diploplastic animals. Underline, ma. Tissue level is always in a diploplastic. What is a diploplastic, ma? That is gem layers. Okay, detailedly we studied about the diploplastic heading. That is one of the basis level of organization. Diploplastic is nothing but that is a ectoderm and entoderm. Okay, the ectoderm and entoderm, that is a two layer only, is present, exhibited in the tissue level of organization. Underline. What is the example of tissue level of organization? Phylum. That is the Cnidarians. What is it? Is a Cnidarians. Okay, so the formation of tissues is the first step towards the evolution of a body plan in animals. So this is the tissue level. It's a first making a evolution of a body plan in animals. Where it is present the tissue level, that is a Hydra. Okay, the Hydra is a phylum of Coelenterata. Hydra is a phylum of Coelenterata. Okay, the phylum Cnidarians and phylum Coelenterata is the same. So what is the meaning of Cnidaria? It's having a needle or stinging cells. Okay, so these it's having as a presence of Hydra. So in previously we called as the phylum Cnidaria, that is called as a Coelenterata. Okay, so these, what is the main concept of tissue level of organization? Is only is exhibited diploplastic and is a highly coordinated fashion by the performance is presence of nerve cells and sensory cells. Can you understand, ma? Next is organ level of organization. So what is the organ level? Different kinds of tissues aggregate to performing a specific functions of organs. Okay, so these are the organ level of organization is the next step or advanced step over the tissue level of organization. Okay, so what is the examples of first time to see appears of this organ level of organization is phylum Platyhelminthes. The organs that will be first seen in the phylum Platyhelminthes. Underline ma. So and seen in other higher phyla. Okay, the first organ level of organization is appearing phylum Platyhelminthes. Okay, now this topic is a organ system level of organization. So in this organ system level, that will be is reflected in highest level of organization, where it is from the phylum Platyhelminthes, that is flatworms, phylum Aschelminthes, that is nematodes, phylum Annelids, that is earthworm, phylum Arthropods, that is cockroach, phylum Mollusc, that is mandrill, the seashells, that is, and next is phylum Echinodermids, that is starfish, and chordates in all backbone animals. Okay, so listen. So what is the organ system level of your organizations? Is a structural complexity, that is evolution of the mesoderm. Underline pa. So which one is the evolution of this mesoderm? So in this animals, that is the organ system level of organization. What is a mesoderm? Already in a tissue level I said that as a diploplastic animals, tissue level exhibitions is only in a diploplastic. What is a diploplastic? That is ectoderm and entoderm, only two layers, only germ layers. It will be reflected in the tissue level of organization. But the organ system level means digestive system, respiratory system, excretory system, each and every functions they have to perform by everyone responsible systems. Okay, so this is the evolution of this mesoderm in these animals. They have to let the structural complexity of organ system level of organization. Okay, so this is a triploplastic animal. Two layer ectoderm and entoderm, that is called as a diploplastic. Diplo, okay. So this organ system level of your organization, extra another one layer of a mesoderm. So this is a triploplastic animals. Can you understand? So now the tissues are organized to form the organs, and organs to making organ systems. So these are the systems which are specific functions to forming a level of organization. Okay, listen palm, underline. The highly specialized nerve cells and the sensory cells, so it will be coordinate and integrate the functions of organ systems, so which is very primitive and simple or complex depending on the individual animal. Can you understand? But these it will be lack in cellular level of organization, but these it will be highly specialized in organ system level of organizations. They have to coordination function and integrating functions of the organ systems. It may making which can be a very primitive and simple or complex depending on the individual animal. In each and every individual animals, it can be making a functions of coordination and integrations with the help of highly specialized nerve cells and sensory cells. So this is one of the organ system level of organization is digestive system. The digestive system is two types. One is incomplete digestive system, another one is complete digestive system. The incomplete digestive system appears in phylum Platyhelminthes because the Platyhelminthes too chordates the organ system level of organization is developed. Okay, so the Platyhelminthes has only a single opening to the exterior which serves as both mouth and anus. Okay, so in this the Platyhelminthes animals, there is only one single opening at the body, entire body parts. So these are the single opening. Sometimes it will be act as a mouth and sometimes it will be act as a anus. If we capturing a food means it act as a mouth. If we are elevating the waste particles means it act as a anus. Okay, so this is the incomplete digestive system. But in the case of Phylum Asalminthus, Phylum Arthropoda, Annelida, and Mollusca, Echinodermata, and Chordata, that is from Asalminthus to Chordates, all animals having a complete digestive system. What is the meaning of complete digestive system? There is a two openings, one for mouth for capturing food or intaking of your food, and another one for opening, that is called as the anus, to elevating the waste. So based on this characteristics, the digestive system is differentiated into complete digestive systems and incomplete digestive systems. Okay, so this is one of the 2-mark question. Understand. Okay, next is based on the organ system level of organization, we study the circulatory system. Okay, the circulatory system is 2 types. One is open type, another one is closed type. So this is also important 2-mark question. So the open type is based on this. The blood remains filled in tissue spaces due to absence of blood capillaries. The open type, there is no blood capillaries, and the blood it always remains in the tissue spaces. What is the examples of open type? Arthropods, molluscs, echinodermates, and urochordates, all this phylum invertebrate having a open type. What is a closed type? The chordates, we have to only having a blood vessels, different types of blood capillaries is based on the diameters, it will be differentiate. Okay, the closed type is a blood is circulated through the blood vessels by varying diameters, arteries, veins, and capillaries. What is the role of the arteries, ma? Arteries carrying a oxygenated blood. What is the role of veins? Veins carrying a deoxygenated blood. Is capillaries, so that is the end of the small diameter of every arteries and veins. Okay, so it will be seen in annelids, cephalochordates, and vertebrates. Underline. What is the open type? The open type, the blood is always remains in the tissue spaces, there is no blood capillaries. But in this, the closed type is through the blood vessels. The blood is circulated through the blood vessels, and it's having a varying diameters of blood vessels. One is arteries, veins, and capillaries. What is the examples of open type? Arthropods, molluscs, echinodermates, and urochordates. What is the examples of closed type? That is annelids, cephalochordates, and chordates, that is vertebrates. Can you understand? So this is one of the organ system level of organization. Okay, what we have to study, the 2 different part in organ system level of organization. One is digestive system, another one is circulatory system. The digestive system is differentiated into complete and incomplete based on the 1 opening or 2 opening of mouth and the anus. And next is circulatory systems is based on the presence or absence of blood vessels. It will be differentiated into open type and closed type. Can you understand?